Brent Key.
All right, appreciate it, guys. Yeah, I'll use it. Let's see. Oh. Get this thing to come up here, but like Coach said, I came here first time in 2005, first time coming to this, and I was a GA, and come almost every year since, and sitting out there, and actually to be up here speaking right now, this is pretty damn awesome. I mean, this is one of the highlights of things I've done. This is so cool. So thanks a lot, Coach, for having me here. Like Drev said, my head coach also is a guy that wants to run the football, and that's really what everything's based off of, is running the football. And it's kind of evolved over the course of time, and really evolved last year into some things that were a little different than Alabama had done in the past. I had done some of these in the past in my career, and really what Drev touched on of the fly sweep, what we call the jet sweep. Really, 30% of our offense last year was based off of the jet sweep. Now, that doesn't mean we ran the jet sweep 30% of the time. What it means is we ran the motion with all of our other runs. So all of our core runs, inside zone, outside zone, counter schemes, they were all based off of with the jet motion, okay? So, get it up here soon. But what's that? Yeah. But with that jet motion, obviously, you have the jet motion coming. We have it coming from the front side, have it coming from the back side of the play. And all that changes really how the backers fit, how the backers slide, how the backers adjust. Extra guys coming into the box, especially when you're running it, and it ends up becoming really a 3-by-0 formation. It starts out as 2-by-2, the fast motion coming across. So really, your line has to be in tune with this. And that's what we do as a staff. Sunday night, that's the first thing I look at as a coach. I look at really how do their backers play these motions. What do they do? Do they fall back? Do they rock back? Do they sit and try to add a safety? Do they add a corner? Who's the support player coming and adding in? And that all ties in. And that all ties in really now to how we block the plays. Okay. Fortunately, we've got a center who's really smart. He's a guy that understands these things. I meet with him every day, one-on-one, to be able to go through this type of stuff. And it comes into really 3 different ways that we take these plays, that we ID these plays out. All right. Really, the advantages we see and that we found for running the jet sweep with everything or with the plays is the linebacker's eyes. And Coach Saban, anything that gives them problems on defense, he's going to want us to run. He's going to talk to us about it. He's going to want us to put in. And he's going to want us to look at, not only for us, but also for the defense, to let those guys be able to practice against it. But it gets the linebackers off their keys. All right, keeps the linebackers from playing downhill, whether you're running a gap scheme or you're running inside zone, and those backers are coming down and hitting A-gaps and pulling the guard off the double team. Now they're playing a little bit slower. Now they're not hammering it as hard. All right, now it allows your offensive line to stay on those doubles longer. All right, really get good vertical movement, vertical push, and they're not having to come off so quick. And then the biggest thing with this is that it screws up the secondary. The corners, the safeties, those guys that are now the support players that have to fit down in the box. All week they practice that safety coming down, fit and fit and fit. Well, that little corner doesn't want to come tackle our big-ass backs. I can tell you that right now. I mean, those guys, now all of a sudden they're up in that world. I mean, it's a totally different deal for them, okay? And you'll see that on tape here. So we're trying to find mismatches when our game planning that we can make a cover corner now have to tackle one of our running backs. All right, we make a safety have to misfit, and now we're running these with a quarterback run. And we have quarterback runs we do the same stuff with. As far as the identification goes, when we're IDing these plays out, all right, everything we do is based off 0, 1, 2, 3 zone blocking. It's based off of true gap scheme blocking, true pro style IDs with this, Mike IDs. Okay, now with it, obviously, if we have 3 ways. We talk about locking it. If we lock it, Mike's the Mike now. He's the Mike, the Will's the Will, and we're blocking those guys. I don't give a shit what else is coming, what type of motion, how they're moving. These guys are coming off on their double teams. All right, they're trying to get movement on the down guys, and wherever those backers end up, they own them, okay? All right, the Mike is the Mike. All double teams and combos go to the original declaration, and then any extra defenders off the edge, that's either going to be handled by the quarterback, the running back, because usually now the receivers aren't able to block because the receivers are going in motion. You might be running to a nub side. Okay, so now how does the quarterback handle it? Well, the quarterback handles it if he's in the running game. All right, he's got to make the guy miss. The running back, he's either got to run him over, he's got to make the guy miss, or now the quarterback in the world we're all in, at least in college, high school, ability to throw an RPO out there. Okay, so that's the other way that he has to be able to handle that. This is the preferred way to be able to go into the game plan, is be able to lock the IDs. They know who they have. There's no indecision. Okay, second way we go into a game, all right, is that we'll push it. +1 mentality, okay? Extra corner comes off the edge, star comes off the split, on a split inside run, all right? Now we handle that. We've got to push it. We've got to make the Mike a +1. All right, that's handled by the offensive line. Now all the doubles, the combos, they move over a man, okay? Now, talking about it moving over a man, if we're running inside zone, that don't mean our ass is going and running flat and going out to the guy. We're still staying heavy on those doubles, trying to get vertical movement at the line of scrimmage, just knowing that that double team will be working to an extra guy. Now, who's responsible for that? The center and or the tackle now become responsible for knowing if that extra guy is coming off the edge, okay, or if the extra guy's fitting in the box. All right, now the tackle will be able to make our RL call to push it over one, or the center can if he sees it, if it's a guy coming down in the box. Now the third way is going into a game is track blocking, all right? Track blocking just means that we're now coming off the football. Backers want to slide, they want to adjust, they want to move back. We're staying on our tracks, and it is true blue zone blocking, and we're never turning back, we're never chasing, okay? They're going to block to spots now. If that Mike stays in the middle, he stays in the A-gap, that's who they're going to take. If he rocks back, he flies out of there. All right, they're going to stay on track, they're going to stay on course, all right? Now, all the offensive linemen are now responsible for this. They're responsible for understanding track blocking when it's in. We also have now, a lot of times with some of the stuff we're doing, that the backside tackle will be in a track mentality, all right, and the other guys will be locked up. I don't know if some of you guys watched our tackle from this past year where he would just stay on and go flying down in there and not worry about the guys falling back out of the backside. A lot of that's because where he's just tracking, he's staying on it. All right, well, we're saying now that guy, because of the motion or because of the quarterback run, he's going to fall out of there, he's going to fall back. We're not going to worry about that guy. We want to be able to really hammer home on those double teams. All right, the track blocking, to me, it sounds easy. I've had the most issues with the track blocking, though. All right, really, the linemen, they start looking, they start trying to find out, oh shit, what the guy's going to do. All right, is he going to come back? Are they going to have two guys in a gap? What are they going to do? They start playing a little bit slower, all right, and then they don't always trust when you tell them. All right, most of my guys, when I'm talking about the IDs in these plays, they want to know who in the hell they're going to block. They don't like to me say, hey, we're going to track block this, and whoever comes and shows. I mean, they want to know who they're going to go block. Even if it's in a +1 mentality and they have to push it, they want to know who they're going to. They want to know who they're blocking. All right, so then they can get their hand in the dirt and they can come off the ball and really get movement on those down guys. All right, like I said, 30% of our offense this past season was based off of this jet motion, cat motion, hump motion, different words we call it. You have different terms if it's in the gun or if it's under center. All right, the top play we ran was our split inside counter play, really out of a type of blue or 11 personnel. All right, with the tight end off the ball. All right, we always want the play now going away from the cat motion, or I'm sorry, the jet motion. So here if we have, all right, we have the motion going this way. All right, we've got the jet sweep coming out to the field. All right, now we get the backers really playing hard to the field, trying to stop that. Now we have the ability to come back and run the counter play back to the split inside into the boundary. All right, so as we watch these, all right, you see the timing of the motion. All right. And now you look at the mesh point. Everything should be in sync. Everything's in sync here. And this is what we work hard on, all right, is to make sure that this is all together so that these linebackers, whether they're on a cross dog like they're on this play right here, they don't know what in the hell that's going on. They don't know if the ball's being handed off. They don't know if the running back's going to keep it, or they don't know if possibly now the running back goes wide also, and now the quarterback keeps it down in there. So I think when you see this from the end zone, you can really see these backers, even though they're on a cross dog, they shouldn't have anything but go hit it. You see 3 being slow right there because he's not really sure what's going to happen. Now you got 21 thinking he's reading out, and now they end up short a gap. All right, even with the cross dog, it allows us to get movement. All right, in that split second, the number 3 has to pause right there, has to go around. All right, and the 21's reading out with the cap motion. All right, it allows us to really hammer the double team home. All right, and now there's the DB. All right, that doesn't know how to fit the play. All right, same thing now. Again, the most critical thing, and you see right here, it's not as clean as it was in the first clip of all that timing up together to really screw those linebackers' eyes up on what they're keying. All right, but you see this here. Again, the backers are thinking it's the jet sweep. All right, they're playing out wide, and now it really allows us on this deuce block really to hammer that thing home. All right, and even with OJ going wide here and screwing this up and the guard not being great on it, all right, you still see a good play able to happen there. Okay, so you see what the running back's doing with the jab step right there. If we were running the jet sweep, all right, he's doing just what he would do as being the lead blocker on the jet sweep play. Now with these on the splinter play, all right, it's almost always this play. The center knows, the lineman know that it's going to be the motion's coming the opposite side that the play is going. Okay, some of the other ones we'll get into, especially the zone schemes where it might be coming front side, it might be coming back side. We'll have tags and keys for those, and we'll have words and that'll allow the center now to know, to allow the lineman to know. They'll say a word that'll tell them motion, whether it's coming front side or back side. Okay, that'll allow these guys now to be able to say, oh shit, now the guys are coming away from the play, they're going to the play. All right, so they know how they can hang on the doubles. But even with not blocking the play well, you see some pictures or some looks where these guys, because of the displacement, because of the open holes, because of what the motion has caused, really being able to open up seams for the offense. All right. Now, the thing I like about this, one of the hardest blocks I think to coach, one of the hardest blocks to get executed for me is this deuce block on the 2-eye right here. It's hard for this guy to be able to get a lot of power on that. All right, but with running the cap motion, the jet motion, going that way, and with the linebacker running his ass out of there, it really allows that tackle to come down now and really knock the shit out of that thing and open that play up. And to the lineman, I mean, this is normal split inside counter rules, normal rules. Again, another one to the 2-eye right here. Running back taking his jab step. All right, see the linebacker's eyes, and really we want to put the linebackers in a predicament where they cannot be right. By game plan, if we see these guys now, they start playing into the box, they start playing the splinter play, now we're just going to hand the ball off the next call on the jet sweep. That's your boy. Again, same look right here, with the tackle really being able to help out that left guard. And now we've expanded that hole, allows that running back to stay tight and stay inside the second puller here. All right, if that was just a normal play, the motion wasn't happening, all right, that linebacker or the tackle's probably going to have to come off a little bit quicker. We're not being able to expand that hole. We're not able to open it up. And running this from the offset back now, all right, that hole's not going to be near as clean for that running back to get into. Same thing from a few years ago. Just running it a little different way with an arc technique on one side. All right, and running it with the running back being the second puller as opposed to the tight end. Now the quarterback's is the runner. All the same rules apply. Another one with the quarterback, all right, versus the odd front here. And like I said, the rules do not change. But now, go to the wide view here. All right, we're running this from an unbalanced set. All right, with the X receiver now coming in motion. Okay, by game plan and looking at this, we know that there might be an extra guy down here. Okay, there might be an extra guy on the gap scheme. The corner by film study was going to hang back. So now we load the running back on the widest guy to create the extra hat for the quarterback to run. For the line, all the rules stay the same here. And again, running the gap scheme, running the splinter play, we like this a lot better when we know kind of where those backers are going to be, that they're not going to bring a corner back into the box. All right, when we get to some of the zone schemes here in a minute, all right, that's when that stuff really starts changing with the track blocking and this and that. All right, same thought right here. Just running our one back power play. All right, with the motion now. All right, same look. We can still run the jet sweep here to the right with the running back being, and all it is boss. It's wide receiver boss rules is all it is. Okay, running back's the boss blocker. All right, but now instead of handing off the boss play with the receiver, we can come back and run the one back power play. And you can see even when plays aren't blocked great, I mean, like you said earlier, Drew, 2 and 3 yard gains when you're doing this, that's a mentality. It's a mentality we're trying to create, all right, getting those guys. And you see in all these pictures, regardless of who we're playing, those linebackers very seldom, unless they have a called blitz, are flying downhill and hammering those A gaps, hammering those B gaps. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get those backers to play slow so that our linemen can lean and press and move those down linemen. A little different with the tight end split out. Same thought though. And now running back motion instead of the jet motion in front. Now we're just running the motion behind. All right, looking as if we could carry out now the true triple option fake with a running quarterback here, or throw the bubble to him. But really, for the line, everything stays the same. All right, we know on this play right here, we're not going to worry about the corner. Like I said, they're locking this. They're blocking who they have. The ID is the ID. The mic is the mic. All right, and now this corner wants to stick his nose up in there. All right, we'll give him to the running back. That's the running back's guy. Go run his ass over. Again, another one back power play. Same thing. All right. 6-man box. All right. Safety was coming down here to fit the backside B gap. Turn it to a 7-man box. Now because of the back motion coming behind, all right, safety's out. Allows us to really hang on the double team right here. All right, comes off late. Be able to move the down guys. Same thing. Same one here now, just running it with the quarterback. The same thing you're seeing is being able to hang on these double teams. Backside linebacker not knowing what to do. He's slow. And like I said, to start the presentation, all we want to do is move the down lineman. We want to get movement on the down lineman. All right. So that's really kind of the gap schemes, tight inside and split inside gap schemes that we run. All right, with the cat, or we call it cat, the jet motion. All right, it's all based off of the jet sweep, like I said. All right, now kind of moving from the gap schemes now into the zone schemes. All right, this is really the same thing you talked about earlier, Drev. Now we're handing the inside zone off. All right, the motion coming, we're running this from the pistol, no different than if we're under center, run the same exact thing. All right, now, we knew that the receiver, when the receiver went in motion, by game plan, we knew the receiver goes in motion again. We're running this out of an unbalanced formation, X off the ball, coming across. Same thing Drev was just talking about with the sweep to the field. All right, we knew this the corner was going to run. That's what they showed on by game plan. All right, we knew that their ass was going to run. All right, so we went into the game. We said we're going to lock this until they made us change it. Okay, we carry all three of those into the game, whether we're locking it, we're tracking it, all right, or have to plus it. We carry all those in our toolbox into a game. A lot of times, I mean, shit, we'll do all three of them within a game. We've done all three of them within a quarter before. I mean, those are adjustments that we're making constantly on the sideline, running the ball with all this motion. Again, like we said earlier, trying to force guys, we're trying to hang on double teams, and we're trying to force secondary players to screw up where they should be fitting.
When do you let the guy help you set up? Where's that point of demarcation where the center needs help or you don't ever get this?
By game plan. If we go in the game and we said, especially with this stuff, because you never truly know how these linebackers are going to flow and how they're going to fit. All right, some game plans we felt like the center needed some help. If that guy was going to be able to send the play back, we would say we're going to go ahead and combo it. All right, if we felt like the center had a good matchup, we would go ahead and step the guard front side because that's a good question because a lot of teams when you're getting this shit and you're running it, all right, you're going to get jam stunts and ram stunts by that defensive end of that side, all right, to try to cancel the gap out and now let the corner fit off the outside. Okay, so whenever our center could handle those guys, we let him handle it, and we try to oversplit the guard a little bit. All right, create a little bit more space in there. So now if that tackle did get the stunt, you're not getting, especially with this being a true B-gap zone play, you don't want that tackle turning his ass in the hole because he's so scared of the guy running the jam stunt in. Now you can see right here. All right, we talked about we're locking this. All right, so that means their guys are their guys. All right, so you see the backside guard and tackle on the B block here. They're staying on that thing. They're not worrying about this linebacker coming back into the backside A because that was the rule we told them. That's what we gave them. All right, if we were in a plus mentality or if we were in a track blocking mentality, the backside B block would look the exact same, but now you'd see Ross coming off on the backer here and the front side guard would stay front side thinking somebody's probably going to be fitting a safety or a corner fitting into that front side B gap. All right. Okay, really similar look that we had on the splinter plays earlier. All right, tight ends obviously on the ball here. We can run an on or off. All right, this is a play that was really good for us as a no huddle play. This is a fast ball, fast tempo play for us. All right, well, we've got the motion. We've run this a ton of different ways, but you got the fast motion coming, the cat motion. All right, and now we're looking at this on game plan, and sometimes we won't even know. Sometimes we'll play a team that hadn't seen this all year. Excuse me. So we'll wait the first series, and we might have it scripted in the first series, and we'll say, okay, let's keep our eyes on this. We've talked about it in the script. We talked about it in Friday walkthrough. We said, let's look and see how they're going to play this. All right, as soon as we see how they're going to play it, now we come to the sideline. All right, guys, we're track blocking this. We're locking this, all right, until they show us something different. All right, this is a wide zone to the split inside. This play, the wide zone with the fast motion, that became one of the harder things to really get these guys to do. A couple of things about it. It was a really, really good play for us. All right, but now with the linebackers moving, shaking, going, all right, it really kind of negates your ability to cut the backside. All right, so you can't really cut these guys now because the backers are flowing back. They're doing all sorts of things. Because of the landmark of the back on this play, for the most part, like right here, this would be in a track block mentality. I mean, you can see the backside here because it's a wide zone play and you have the guy coming, the fast motion coming with it. All right, now it allows us again, like we said, whether it's inside, outside, all we want to do is hang on these double teams, be able to get movement, all right, and have guys miss their fits. Same play again. Okay, now, you saw the first one, and like I said, on this play, we go in and talk about, I don't know if we went into the game saying we're track blocking it or if we made an adjustment to track block, but at some point in this game, those guys weren't really moving. And the linemen come to the sideline, they're like, Coach, these guys, they're not moving as much. All right, we don't need to be so thin on our blocks. Let's be able to get a little bit thicker on these things, even on the wide zone. They said, so can we go ahead and can we lock this now? All right. Guys from upstairs, they say the same thing. Okay, and then these guys give great feedback. They come to the sideline, and then doing this stuff, I mean, you got to have great feedback from your guys on the sideline because they're the ones that feel it. They're the ones that know it. They're the ones that can say, shit, Coach, I don't know where the hell he's going to be right now. I don't know what's happening. All right, well, then sometimes we'll go back and we'll lock that thing up and say, your guy's your guy. All right, if the guy comes off the edge, that running back knows that it's his. Okay. Now you see the backside linebacker flying out of there. Not very good with the backside guard, but you see it does allow us now to be able to stay. We don't want to come back and chase that ghost. And everything you're seeing here is giving the lineman a little bit more of a chance, a little bit more of an ability, all right, to be able to block the down lineman. Same thing we all learned from the first day we started playing the game and coaching offensive line. And for everybody that played offensive line, number one thing you do is move the down guys and stop penetration. And that's our whole goal, is to be able to move the down lineman and stop penetration. All the other stuff, that really becomes up to us as coaches to be able to put them in the right position. All right, here's an inside zone. I'll put this one on here just to show a clip of an inside zone, really off the same motion that we were running the splinter play off. If I had to make a choice, I'd rather run a gap scheme off this stuff every single time. All right, they're a lot cleaner. The way that the guys are blocking, the tracks that they're blocking on now, all right, it's where the guys are coming, the linebackers are coming to them more. The zone game is a little bit tougher. And now you can see this here on an inside zone scheme, where normally we're running the plays I showed earlier, we're running the splinter play to the right, all right, down blocking. Well, now we're running just true inside zone from the gun, an A-gap zone play. Well, that's hard to tell these guys right here now to really come off the ball. They know they're getting a pirate. They see it. They know it. All right, but in a perfect world, I'd rather be running a splinter play right there. All right, be able to get that thing, have the tight end wrap around and get the extra blocker out on the perimeter and have the play bounce. So now you got everybody blocking inside. You got the running back, bounces it. Now he's running out there. He's got to be his own guy now. All right, another wide zone one. First game of the season. Okay, first game of the season going into, we didn't know how they were going to play it, what they were going to do. We knew what we wanted to do. All right, so we said we were going to lock it. All right, so you can see the guys here. You can see them now coming back. All right, own the guys. In a perfect world, you'd rather have a little bit different mentality going into it, because now, oh shit, the backers are going back. You're running wide zone. A little bit of a conflict for the offensive line because you've told them to lock it. Well, first day you teach your wide zone play, yeah, you're going to sit down, you're going to tell them angle of the back, alignment of the backers, all right, getting on your landmarks. When now you start putting this shit into it, it becomes a little dicey for those guys, all right, as far as where those backers are and what they're doing. All right, wide view here. This is what I was talking about, running it to the tight end side. All right, or to the out of a pro set, out of a 2x2 set, and the Z receiver coming in the motion now, and now you've ended up really in some form of a slot set. Well, this is what we want, okay? Teams that want to screw the safety down and play a bud technique on the edge over there, all right, that guy usually does that in practice. He knows what he's doing. All right, but if we can get this to happen, all right, and now they're all screwed up. You got a safety coming down. You got the corner there. All right, the other thing you see here, they're coming down. They're playing all this run. The thing they have not honored now is any of the play action stuff that I'll get to in a minute. We got a pretty good play action game off of all the same action. Okay, again, I think we locked this one here. No. We're in a +1 right here in the center, doesn't see it. Left tackle has it, backside guard and tackle have it, the center comes off. All right, really not all on the same page on this here. Another inside with the motion, back to a slot look. All right, backside, we told him don't chase. We had the backside guard and tackle tracking on this. All right, working to the inside backer. Center comes off on it too. All right, end up having 2 guys on it. The guys turn free out there, and this does happen. All right, you're trying to get these guys. You're manipulating it within the game. But like I said, with my guys that I have, I want to then they understand when we're running all these things with the sliders and the motions. If you're going to turn anybody free, turn the guy free out there. Turn the guy free that does not tackle. Like that. Like I said, put it on the back. Bo will take him. All right, doing good. That was some of our zone schemes, inside and outside, with the motion, with the sliders, and some of the gap schemes with it. Now, really, to make all this complete, all right, because anybody can put a down in that box and stop your run game, regardless of what you have going. So we've had a pretty good package of play action now off of this to be able to take our shot plays. All right, and we'll carry several of these into a game all the time and really look for what they're doing. Because like I said, man, I mean, you don't always know how teams are going to react to these things, to these motions and these plays. You don't always really know. So, you know, we're going to carry several mechanisms into the game to be able to block it. We're going to carry several different play action shots depending on how they're going to support, how they're going to fit, and what they're going to do off of it. So you see here, this is just a simple 7-man protection off of inside zone with the action coming here, with the fast motion coming across. All right. Thing I like about this, you get all these guys worrying about the jet sweep, guys worrying about the running game, worried about this, worried about that, and they only end up having 3 guys rushing. Okay? And they're all downhill, they're all down low, they're not playing the deep play. And now you got a chance to get your deeper shot plays. Oops, I'm sorry. Like I said, just normal 7-man play action off our inside zone. And it's the same look you've seen several times in these pictures, whether we're running inside zone or whether we're running splinter play. Now we're on the offset back. Looks just like the other plays we've showed you. Really running 2-man routes and now the jet sweep guy, the fast motion guy, he ends up being the flat control outlet for the quarterback on all these plays. Normal race, cross-country type routes. That's what we're looking for. Now the backers don't know what to do. All right, one of them's chasing the jet. They're sitting there now because we've run the counter back the other way. All right, now we've got the play pass off of it. And again, this is we won't low hat, but at the same time, you know, we're protection first on this protection because you don't always know where these guys are going to be. It's not a true hard hat run action pass. This is more like your 7-man. Yeah, exactly. If you can get low hats, we'd like to have low hats, but we really want to sell it more with the sweep action and the token fake with the back. Yeah. And all these are timing up and looking the exact same. Running back does sneak out late here. And look at this, all the green grass to run. Because once they do see it, they turn their backs. Now these guys are rolling back, trying to trying to stop the deep routes. You get the running back in the flat. What's that?
Just how many of those running backs you got on the table?
7. Again, you've seen this formation show up a lot. This is the unbalanced formation we like to use. Seen a lot in the pistol, now under center. Everything we do in the pistol or the gun, we do under center as well. We try to stay pretty balanced. We're definitely balanced in our run pass. We're definitely balanced in our play action run game off of it as far as what we're carrying into a game. But we do have the ability, our quarterbacks and running backs, like everybody, or like I won't say everybody now, but like a lot of people, we start out under center day one, and I mean, we'll have the ability to do it all out of different backfield sets. I like this one a lot, Trev. It's like what you were talking on with the fly sweep. Now you fake the fly, you fake the inside zone. Now you got all the backers standing right here. You got a slow rush. No pressure on the quarterback, chance to get the one-on-one deep shot plays. I do change splits. I based off of 2 gap in fronts, kind of the runs we're doing here. Obviously, going into this game, we wanted to have some split manipulation with our inside running game. So anytime we do that, we're also going to do it the same thing in our play actions. And now that's tough to get those guys to buy into now, sitting there in 2.5-foot splits in our play actions. But if we're going to do it in the run game, we've got to be able to balance it up in the protections as well. And we get good work at it in spring and preseason because they play so much odd 2 gap, and we're able to manipulate those and work them all through spring and preseason. But you can see here, this isn't a true low hat play action protection. You know, it's the action that's causing the fits for those guys. This is where it's good when you go, I don't know what this team is we're playing, but when we get those guys, they want to mug all up in there and they want to get tight. They're trying to stop the run. They're trying to do everything they can to be able to, because what we talked about, we're trying to hug double teams. We're trying to hang on them. We're trying to get vertical push. We're trying to move guys off the line of scrimmage. Well, teams start mugging their backers up. They want to mug those guys up and instantly pull you off your double team. All right, we get a feel they're doing that. Now we're going to come back, and now you got your play actions off of that with those guys mugging up. You don't stand much of a chance. Again, same formation we've talked about a lot in this. Unbalanced formation. You've seen a lot of different things. You've seen zone off of this. You've seen gap off of this. You've seen the play action passes off of this. And now you're a linebacker. You're trying to make unbalanced adjustments. You're trying to make fast motion adjustments. You're trying to now play the run. And then, again, we're just running our 2-man flood concepts with the fast motion guy being the check down, being the flat control out to the field. Now, you see the running back hanging in most of the time. Majority of the time, we would tell him protection first because of the different things we got. But the time he did check out and leak out late back over here, again, you see all the green grass. And I think that's something that, with having a quarterback being a year older now, he'll be able to see those things a little bit better and, not being a true freshman out there anymore. It was good hitting the check down here, 8-yard gain. This is the last one, about right on time. Again, same race flood concept. All right, so that's it, guys. Appreciate your time. All right, thanks a lot.